Hello guys, I welcome you to my YouTube channel. My name is Edward Amwako, and in today's tutorial I'm going to walk you through on how to design a very simple church flyer like this. So in less than some few minutes I'm going to walk you through on how to design using Photoshop. I will leave a link in the video description to have access to all the resources, especially the background and then the font. So without wasting my time, let's start. So one of the most important thing as a graphic designer you have to understand and know is your layout, the arrangement of your elements on this particular workspace. That is what is important over here. So you could see that the information on this particular flyer is very few. So let me take you through. All right, go to file. I'm using Photoshop 2020. Go to file here. If you are also here for our home, just come to create new. So any of them. So let's create a new document. So this is going to be help from above flyer, and then you go ahead. I'm using pixels 1080 resolution. Any other thing is okay. Go ahead and click create. Then we bring in your rulers. Okay, this is your rulers, and this is very important. Okay, so let me bring it here, or let me bring this one to here. You set in your rulers, which are going to be your guide. That is very important. Okay, so when you are done, you create your background. Okay, now with the background, come to solid color. We are the adjustment layer, we are using gradient. Okay, so this is my gradient. I'm going to choose two colors, but I have saved the color, so you can just pick any of the colors. So I'm going to give you this color. We are using this particular color. So the first one is 02014D. 02014D. Okay, that's the first one, and then the second one is going to be 2D2693. 2D2693. Click OK. Then if you want to save, you click on new. It will be saved for you. Go ahead and click OK. The style is linear, the angle is 90. I mean, any other thing over here, we are okay with it. Go ahead and click on OK. Now the second thing that we have to do is to bring in our image. Okay, so the first image that I brought is this particular image. I will give them to you. Okay, so you click and drag it onto Photoshop. Okay, and then you're going to expand it because I don't need these writings to be there, so I will expand it until I don't see the writings again. Okay, then I'll double click. Then what I'll do is that I will set this particular to luminosity or soft light. Okay, or screen. So let me set it to soft light, which is quite okay for me. Then you set the opacity to, so if you want to set it to screen too, you can set it to screen or luminosity, but I want it to be on soft light. Okay, then I will leave it like this. Then the second background that I will bring on is my sky, this particular sky. Okay, because I wanted it to speak more on my helper, so I'll click and drag it up here. So I need something like this. Double click it, rasterize this, and I'm going to brush this part, leaving the blue sky. So go for my brush tool. You see this plus, it means that my caps lock is on. Turn it off. Come and select or change your brush. If yours is not selected, make sure you come to the general brush. Okay, open it, and we are using the soft round. The hardness is 0. I'm setting the size to 800. All right, then I'll brush some part off, leaving only the sky. Okay, just only the sky there. So something like this is fine for me. Then I'll set the one that I brought to luminosity. Okay, then I'll change the opacity to 50, which is quite okay for me. Then the next thing that I'll do, which is the last background, is go to the image. Then we are going to bring in this one, drag onto Photoshop. Then I'll bring it somewhere here. Okay, double click to accept, position it well. Okay, so something like this. Rasterize it. Go for your brush tool, then you brush some part off. Okay, which are something like this, and then set it to luminosity. All right, then we're going to set the opacity to something like 70 or 60. Okay, anyhow you want to set 60. which is fine. Okay, which is fine. All right, then I can select this gradient color. I'm going to add some white backgrounds here, which is going to be, let's say, social media handles or something. Okay, good. So this is my background, very simple and nice. Okay, so what I'll do is to group all of these, okay, including the gradient fill. Okay, you select everything that you see there. Okay, then you press on Ctrl G to group it, double click to rename it. So this is going to be background. Okay, background. That's excellent. So you can open it and you can make some changes, okay, if you want to. So imagine if I want the sky to be more and then the Elijah to be lesser, of course you can do that. Okay, so something like this is fine. All right. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to do over here is to bring in the names and the text, everything. Okay, so let's do that. So bringing in the text and then the images, I would like us to reduce this particular image, the Elijah image. Okay, let's reduce it small to this side. I think this is okay. So let's close it, the background, and then let's text. So the font that I'm going to use is Monstrat. I'm going to use Monstrat throughout, and then with the Monstrat I'm going to use black. Okay, extra black or extra bold. I'm going to pick 6. Okay, set it to auto. Then this one is going to be -10. So the name of the church is Worship. That's the name of the church. Okay, position it well here. Copy this, Ctrl J, and this is going to be favor. Okay, and then this is going to be bold, or let me pick something like medium, which is quite okay. Then I'll pick 5. Okay, then I'll also copy this, and this is going to be my help. Okay, help from above. Okay, so here is it. I'm going to set this one to 0. Change the font. We're going to use Trouble font. Okay, so let's search for it. Trouble font. This is the font, Trouble font. Then I'm going to go in for 48, which is quite big, so let's pick 41, which is okay. Then the spacing in between the above and then help from is too much, so let me go to AA and then close the gap. Okay, let me close it up, so something like this is okay. Then I'm going to select only the above and then expand the font, just to make sure that the font, the size is also in line with the help. So let me open the spacing, okay, using the AA. So something like this is fine. Beautiful. So this is it. All right, so I like it this way. Okay, so let's reduce it. We can also reduce this. So the next thing that we're going to do is to bring in the image, okay, which is the host. So here is the host. You click and drag it onto Photoshop. Okay, so I want to reduce this background, so double click it, rasterize, and then go in for your rectangular multi tool, click on the part that you don't like, delete, and then I want to sharpen the edges. So what I'll do is to go to selection, go to modify, and go to smooth, and I'm going to set my smooth to 100, which is quite okay for me. Then Ctrl D to deselect, select this part, delete it, select this part, also delete, select this part, delete, and then go in for Ctrl D to deselect, go in for your brush, and then with the brush I'm going to reduce the size. Okay, I don't need this particular white thing that you see, I don't need it there. Okay, so I'll brush some parts that I think I don't need it, so this is okay. Then I'll reduce the size or resize it. Okay, bring it down a little bit. I think this is absolutely okay for me. Okay, I like the size to be like this. Okay, so the next one that we'll be doing is to bring in the time, that this is the date, the time, and then the dates and everything. This is very simple. Okay, so let's do that. All right guys, so let's learn how to write the name. Okay, this particular shape. okay, this thing. So what we are going to do is to bring in our ellipse shape. Draw your ellipse shape very nice, and then go to FX, and then we are adding a gradient color. Now with the gradient color, this is what we are going to use. Let me show you the color codes. That is 5895C0. Okay, you put in this, then you are good to go. The second one is also 484CF0. 484CF0. So once you put all of these, you go ahead and click OK. This is what we want. Then you copy this. Okay, you copy it, you bring the copy down, and then you enlarge. Yes, you enlarge this more. Then you go to the same FX. You're going to take away the gradient. We don't need the gradient. Okay, you go ahead and click OK. Then what we are going to do is that go to your shape, go and select your shape tool, or better still, go to property, and then we don't need the fill color. Okay, all right. So but we need the stroke. Okay, so we add this color as the stroke, and then with the stroke we are going to give it number, like let's say 2 is okay. All right, so let's check this. This is what you are going to get. So let's expand it small, not all that big, but something like this is fine. All right, then I'm going to rasterize this. Okay, and then go in for my rectangular marquee tool. Let me zoom in. Then you are going to cut some part off. Okay, there are some parts that I'm going to cut it off. So we are going to get something like this. Ctrl D. Then what I'm going to do is to rotate it to have something like this. So let me zoom out. So this is what, then you group, or you just image it. Ctrl E to image. Then we reduce it. You have something like this. Very beautiful. Then what you do is go and copy this name of the church, copy it, Ctrl J. You see it is down, so let's bring it on top of it, Ctrl plus to zoom in, and then I'm going to write the name, Philip. So that's the name. Now I'm not going to use this. What I'm going to use, go to my character, I'm going to use italic, okay, for it, and then the gap, the spacing between the Philip knee and then the latte is too much. So let me come to my AA and set it to something like 6, which is quite okay. Yes, 6 is better for me. And then what I will do next is to position them, copy this, bring it here, and then change it to prophet. Okay, this is going to be prophet. Now with a prophet, I'm going to change the font. Okay, so I'm going to change the font to April June. Okay, so let's check the font out. April June. I'll give you the font April June. Okay, and then you are good to go. So let's increase the size. Let's pick something like which is 9. It's okay. Then let me reduce this to, let's say, 5, which is quite good. Then the spacing is also too much. Let's pick something like 5. Very good. And then position it well. Okay, so something like this is okay for me. I think this is okay. Okay, so let's align everything. Let's align everything at the center. Very beautiful. I like what I'm seeing. So this is the name. Okay, so I can select everything, the name, the prophet, and then the ellipse, and Ctrl J to group it. Okay, and then double click to write name. So let me write it the name. All right, so the next thing that we are going to do is to bring in the dates. Okay, so we are going to bring in the time, and then so the time is 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, so in order for us to do that, we come to the ellipse. We're going to do the same thing that we did for this one. Okay, all right, then I'm going to my fill, which is FX, go to gradient overlay. Okay, and then I'm going to apply color overlay. Now with the color overlay, we are going to use this color FF9000. Okay, this is the color FF900. Okay, go ahead and click OK. Then we are going to use stroke. Okay, with the stroke, let's increase it. Let's increase the size a little bit, something like this, which is quite okay. So 10 is not bad. Okay, so let's use 10, which is not bad. And change the color. Let's pick any color from here at all. We needed something like this. All right, so let's reduce the opacity a little bit. This is okay for me, and then position it now. Okay, so something like this is fine. Okay, then what we'll do is to go up here. Okay, Control J to copy, then bring it, so you can see that it is under, so let's bring it on top. Okay, and this is going to be okay. I'll select everything, Control A, and then make sure it is aligned at the center. Then we are going to use italic. Okay, I need italic, so the font is too big, so let's use 5, which is quite okay. And then come here, set it to 6, or it's too much, so let me pick 5. Yes, something like this. I like it this way. Okay, so I'm going to copy this, Ctrl J, bring it here, and this is going to be my venue. Okay, so the venue is at the church. Okay, so with the Bayview Chrome opposite, so I'm going to select bold italic for them. Okay, bring it somewhere close here, so which is okay. Then bring the host here so that everything will be there. Very nice one, like this. So let me group the time, select the ellipse, Ctrl J. Okay, so let me group it like this. So what is left is, I think it's left with the date. So the date is 28. Okay, then what I did is I underlined it, then change the color, pick this same color. Okay, then bring it here. Okay, very simple. We don't need to stress ourselves. Okay, so let's align this, let's align them at the center. Very beautiful. So I needed something like this. Okay, yes, I think this is beautiful. So let's Control O to zoom it. Everything is perfect. So this is our design. Okay, so what I did is I brightened the image small. Okay, so let me push it here. So I brighten the image. Okay, so how did I brighten the image? Control L. We added a little bit of levels. Okay, so just to brighten the image, and then also I added another layer to the image. Come to the plus icon here, go and select your brush. Okay, make sure you select your brush, and then reduce the size of the brush, something like this. Then I selected my foreground color, pick this particular color, and then just I need something to be here. Okay, so Control Z, let me open it. Okay, so something like this. Then I change it to screen. Okay, then reduce the too big, so something like this, which is fine. Then Control U, which is I'm going to add hue and saturation. Then I'll play along with the colors just to have something like this. Okay, so you can turn it to a color like this if you want to turn it this way, or you can even go ahead. So I think this is okay for me. Okay, so if I add something like this, I think it's not bad. So this is our design. Okay, so this is the end of the video. You are done with your design. Okay, so if you want to save your work, you can just go ahead and save your work. Okay, so let's bring it here. Go ahead and export your work. Go to export as, change the format to JPEG. Make sure that you select JPEG, you select excellent or good. Okay, then go ahead and export. We have named it already. Okay, we have named it help from above flyer. Okay, so we go ahead and save it onto desktop. Okay, so let's go to desktop and check our work. So this is it. So let's check it. Let me close this one rather. This is our work. Very beautiful and simple flyer. So try this for your church and you are good to go. And please don't forget that if you like this video, you will subscribe to push the channel forward. Thank you, and let me see you. Bye.